My name is Nancy
Could
Wells.
you give us your name and address, please, and observe the timer up there, please?
You got it. My name is Nancy Wells. I live at 512 Cherry Avenue. I'm here to talk about the chicken ordinance. Number one, it was such a shock to find out that an ordinance had showed up. None of us chicken owners were notified. Then again, none of us chicken owners have had to register with the city that we have them. In the ordinance, we can't blame everybody because there is an issue here and there, and animal control is supposed to deal with these issues. And I know somebody who spoke to Dee, and she has dealt with issues in the past, and they've been resolved, but suddenly we're not doing that. I raised babies last year. I had 3 hens, and I got eggs and hatched them. When it became apparent that 5 of mine were roosters, I got rid of them. I do have a rooster right now, and I didn't plan to keep him, but he just didn't mature and start crowing until he was 7 months old. I mean, if you outlaw roosters, how am I supposed to get rid of a rooster? Getting rid of the first ones was hard enough. Are they all going to end up out at the shelter with a glut of roosters? I share eggs with my neighbors. I share berries with my neighbors. I mean, Terry has put a lot of stuff on Facebook. And he contradicts himself. On Facebook, he says that he knew I woke with a rooster crow around 4:30ish in the morning at the onset of cold. I shut the window, tried to get back to sleep. The next morning, the same thing. And because the owner had just advertised eggs for sale and had asked for help looking for a hen, I knew whose it was. In the newsletter article that it was later that day, it says, I didn't know where the roosters were coming from. It's kind of like having a dog bark in the middle of the night. So he's contradicting himself, and I do notice that he's not here tonight. And on his Facebook page, he also put that he received a phone call from a woman who said that she doesn't think roosters in the city is a good idea, and that she had spoken to many of her friends who agreed with her. And I kind of feel like she should be able to speak for herself, but not for anybody she spoke to on the phone, because we could all say we spoke to people who support it, people who don't want them. So I think that maybe a lot more needs to go into this. And while I still have time left, Chrissy, anyway, she asked me to pass on that she's fine with the quantity restriction of rooster ban, and her current flock are covered until her rooster's natural death under a grandfather clause. So there we go, and she's willing to undergo an inspection and whatever to ensure the happiness and health of her chickens. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Mr. Leroy Wells.
And I might just want to give a heads up to the audience. As you very well know from tonight, 2 of these council people won't be here when we look at this ordinance in several months. And Mr. Short's not here tonight to hear your comments. So if you'd like to go through them tonight, that's great. Or you could come back probably when the new council is set. The new mayor will be here, and we can discuss that. Go ahead, Mr. Wells.
Leroy Wells, 512 Cherry Avenue. Obviously, you folks have ruffles and feathers, to say the least. Again, we live on Cherry Avenue. Our neighbors on both sides of us have chickens. We take care of them. We make sure they're fed, they're watered, we clean, and make sure the coops are in great shape. We have bigger things to worry about in Waynesboro than chickens. Waynesboro has had chickens since the turn of the century, the 1900s. Chickens will always be here. We don't raise chickens to produce chickens or produce meat. We get the chickens and we have our eggs. We share them with our neighbors. We share them because they're good for you. We have a lot of bigger things to worry about. We got a roundabout that we want to put in. I think we're wasting a bunch of money on engineering and a study to do a roundabout. Put a traffic light back up there. Let's get on with business. We can spend a lot less money by putting that back up there. We will be back at the next council meeting. Not just myself, my wife, probably other chicken owners will also be back. We wanted to make sure that you are noticed, that we are objecting to the ordinance, and we'd like to be involved. Contact us. Let us know what the ordinance is going to be. Work with us, and we'll be happy to put our 2 cents in. Whether you take it or not, we'll be happy to work with each and every one of you on this ordinance. Don't draw something up that's just going to raise more problems for yourselves or for the council. All right, thank you.
Thank you.